What it do, what it do. Welcome into the Common Fan. I'm Austin Dunston here with Nathan Massey. Finally. Jeez, dude. What's up, Nathan?
I don't know why, but just all my friends out here call me Massey. So when people call me Nathan for some reason, sometimes it just catches me off guard.
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't ever call you Nathan either, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think you do either. That's why I was like random. Anyways, I'm doing good. I just had to get a little tidbit out there before we got started.
That's good. Man, it's been a while since we've been here.
I mean, a lot of things have gone down in order for us to not be able to do this.
Yeah, like that ice storm that just hit every state in the country except for Florida. Is that not bizarre?
Yeah, it's super weird. And I think that I think it helped with Corona because like nobody could really go anywhere or do anything for like a week. So
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist. I don't know if there's any actual facts behind this, but I would have to say that it at least took down some of the cases, right? You would think.
I mean, I guess. I don't know how it works. I mean, you would think. What were we locked in for, like a week?
Yeah.
Well, I was locked in my house for a week. You've been to my house in Cookeville. We live on this, like, huge, steep hill that's super dangerous when it's, like, dry. And so it felt like 5 inches of ice, which it wasn't. It was probably, like, half an inch, if that, because that's a ton of ice. And then it was probably 5 inches of snow on top of it. So I was locked in my house from Monday-ish until probably Saturday. I couldn't move my car at all because I drive a Dodge Charger and it wasn't going anywhere. It hardly drives in the rain. So like I couldn't even imagine trying to get out there on that. But even worse than being able to leave, our power went out forever. So hold on. I've got to tell you what happened, bro. So I got some bad news on Monday. I'm not going to discuss what that was, but I got some bad news, and I was kind of sad, so I took a nap. And then I woke up from my nap, and it was really dark outside, and our power was still on, though. Everything was, like, fine. So I go out to my living room to like talk to my roommates or whatever, and then all of a sudden the sky lights up like bright electric blue, like Titans blue.
Go Titans, baby.
Yeah, go Titans. But it was terrifying, and we were like, "What was that?" And we heard a, and we were okay. Like I just woke up from a nap. This is terrifying. I'm like, am I still asleep? I'm still asleep. Like this is. I
just want to throw out there, by the way, if that was supposed to be some type of electrical noise, it was spot on.
Thank you. It was.
That was good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, but and then it happened again. It lit up the sky blue and made that noise. And so we went outside, and one more time, bro, it lit the sky up blue for the third time, made that terrible noise, and power was out, bro. It was a transformer 20 feet from my house just absolutely exploding. Yeah. JB, my roommate, got like the last 2 seconds on video. So we knew from then, like we were like, oh, we're screwed. The power's never coming back on because we could see the sparks flying off of it. And, like, it was, dude, it looked like the apocalypse afterward. It was like everything was dark. The last thing that happened was a crazy blue explosion. And when I say it lit up blue, people that live probably 3 miles away from me said, oh, yeah, it was blue outside for some reason. It was just light blue. That's because a transformer blew up right by my house. If you've never seen it happen, it's absolutely terrifying.
Did y'all get super cold?
Oh, well, hold on. I'll get there.
Okay.
So what happened is our neighbors came down. They're like, y'all see that? They're very country. They're very cool, by the way. Shout out to the neighbors. But they came down. They're like, y'all see that? And we were like, yeah. And you want to drink some beer? So we were like, yeah. Yeah. So come on. So we didn't really get cold that night because we drank beer till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And then our power comes back, and then it goes out again. And then it comes back, but our Wi-Fi is down. So we are literally just living in the 80s for like 2 or 3 days, bro. I called Spectrum multiple times, and they were like, oh, yeah, we'll get it fixed. I got a call even saying that it was fixed, and it wasn't, bro. It was just a miserable week. So long story short, I guess long story long that I'm coming to a conclusion. I don't know.
Doing good, don't worry.
Appreciate it. That's why we haven't been able to record. I've had no power and no Wi-Fi. We do this over Zoom because Massey's in Jackson. There's literally just no possible way. I've been watching iCarly. Yeah, I don't know why that's a thing now. It just people started watching. No one can see Massey right now, but he's just eating and chugging water. So,
Dude, I am trying. We've started a new diet in my apartment, and
right, yeah.
I mean, I am slamming water
Yeah.
more than I've ever. Oh, we'll get into this. You finished your? Are you done?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, we'll work our way around to it eventually. We have
All
a
right,
lot
so
of
anyways,
stuff to
the reason
talk
I'm-
about.
Yeah. So, anyways, the reason why I'm slamming all this food and water and everything. So I have a bowl of chicken and rice, and I have a water jug that's like I think it's almost a gallon, 3 liters, and I drink about 2.5, maybe 3 of these a day. And I don't mean to get too personal, but I pee so many times a day now.
That's just so much.
It's unreal.
It's just so much, man.
It's so much water,
It's
though.
just so much, dude.
It's just crazy amounts of water. But anyways, no, dude, the snow is crazy. We were talking about it here. I don't think that I've ever seen that much snow that I can remember. I think the most I'd ever remembered was when I was a kid. I can't even remember what house I was at. I was at my dad's house for sure. But I remember me and my sister played in it for a little while, and I remember we have like pictures and stuff, so that's why it like sticks out in my memory. But we had a good amount then. But no, this was insane because we pretty much got like a first wave of it.
Yeah.
One day, and it was probably I say 3 or 4 inches, and we were like, wow, that's a ton of snow. Like that is already more than what we're used to getting, right?
Right.
Because most of the time when we get snow here in Tennessee, it's like, oh, you're gonna get an inch of snow, and then it just kind of sleets a little bit, and then ices over, and it's just like dangerous to walk if you're not paying attention. That's about it. But yeah, so we got 3 or 4 inches, and then we went to bed, and the next morning I woke up, and it was so much. I think we probably had like 7 or 8 inches, maybe 6 or 7 somewhere. I mean, it was crazy. So we were luckily my friend Reese has a Lexus, and shout out to that Lexus. So shout out to Lexus brands everywhere. We had an all-wheel drive.
Shout out to Lexus brands everywhere.
Yeah, literally. So we had his car that we drove everywhere for a week because I have a truck, but it's 2-wheel drive. I wish I had 4-wheel. Anyways,
I couldn't imagine.
My buddy has a white car. I can't think of what it is right now. But we weren't going anywhere. We were trapped. So luckily the Lexus was all-wheel drive. It got us everywhere, all over Jackson. I mean, pretty much all we do anyways as playing baseball is we go hit and train or whatever, and we go lift. And that's about all we did. But we did go to the church parking lot that's next door, and we bought an extension cord and a rope. The rope broke really fast. The extension cord actually held up for a while, and we sledded around the whole thing. So Reese's car was
extension cord?
drifting. Yeah, it was an outdoor extension cord, so it like held up to the weather, I guess. I don't know. But it actually pulled us for about an hour before it ended up snapping because we had I think we went with 2 people for the first time.
And yeah, you messed up.
Too much, yeah. So, but no, at that point we had already had our fun with it. So we sledded a little bit, and then after the second day or whatever that it was here, it was just too much. I had a lot of fun with it the first day, and then after that I wish it would have just disappeared. And then that's kind of what happened at the end of the week of snow. At least was like it rained a little bit, and it got up to I think 60 something today.
Yeah, it was like almost 70 at one point today.
Yeah, so just like out of nowhere, we went from having like 6 inches of snow, and then today we practiced outside for the first time, and it was. If you would have told me that last week, I'd been like, no shot. It's just gonna stay cold. It was like 8 degrees, like multiple days in a row. It was insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I love snow, so I didn't want it to stop. I wished. Okay, here's my thing. Right, I've been on a Call of Duty grind lately, bad. Like when I was in high school, bad, and so. In high school, you get a snow day, you're like, oh, dude, I can stay home and play, Call of Duty with the boys, right? So our power was out, so I couldn't play Call of Duty. Finally comes back on. We don't have school all week. We don't have Wi-Fi. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I can't watch TV because we don't have cable. We have, internet. It's like streaming services. So we can't watch TV. None of us really had phone service except for me. Shout out to AT&T. Because they get phone service.
AT&T's the GOAT.
Yeah, AT&T gets phone service in my house, but those Verizon losers out there didn't get any. And I was just like, scrolling through TikTok, and they were like, I hate you. But
didn't you used to have Verizon?
No, you said Sprint.
Sprint, yeah.
Sprint is listen, guys. Listen, okay? All you people out there, all you Sprint warriors, man, props to you. My mom's one. She's a Sprint warrior, okay? It is so bad. And I some girl in my class the other day was like, actually Sprint's a lot better now because they partnered with T-Mobile. Like, no, it's not. It's still bad. T-Mobile's not any better than Sprint, okay? So just, come on, like, let's just buck up and go ahead and get one of the big dogs. Let them eat. I can't really talk. I don't pay my phone bill. My dad does. So shout out to Papa Dunston. Really got off on a tangent there. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, we didn't have anything to do. It was kind of just a waste of time, honestly. We went outside and we tried to sled on top of JB tried to sled inside of a bucket, and that didn't work. And then he tried inside of a basket, and then that
laundry basket?
No, like a little plastic basket.
Oh, and that's even worse than I thought.
Yeah, no, it was stupid. And then he went and got one of those. It was like those tubs that you put stuff in.
That's exactly what we used.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a cheap tub. It was like one of those thick ones. I forget. There's a specific brand, and they're super nice.
Yeah,
and that's what we use, and it didn't really work. So that was a failed experiment, and we had a snowball fight, and it just got boring, man. And I was ready for the Wi-Fi to come back. It came back, then it went away, then it came back, then it went away, and now it's back, I think. But our power went out so much that the last time that the lineman fixed it, I literally went outside and screamed at them. I was like, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And they were like, oh, yeah, we love you too. I was like, oh.
Heartwarming moment there, Dunston.
Yeah, Anna was with me. She was here and she was embarrassed. She's like, I don't want to go out there anymore. I'm embarrassed. I was like, why? What? They reciprocated my love. It's not embarrassing. Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's all love out here, Anna.
Yeah, it's all love with me and the lineman. Anyway, other than the snow, what have you been doing? What have you been up to? Eating, lifting, and training.
Yeah, I mean that's
playing baseball.
That's pretty much all I do.
Did y'all not have any games last week?
No, we didn't. So we played, I think like last Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. And then we came home and we were supposed to play Saturday, I believe, and that's when it all started. And then obviously we didn't play Saturday. We had a game scheduled for Monday, and then their games from Wednesday are now tomorrow.
Oh, you play tomorrow? You have a doubleheader tomorrow?
Yes, sir. We play Vol State at Vol State tomorrow. So if you're listening to this, wish us good luck.
At Vol State? Oh, dang, I have a class. What time?
12. And then immediately following after.
Oh, there's no chance I make it over there. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you.
But
I'd love to come watch you, but there's no chance. Do y'all play this weekend?
We're supposed to play Friday against Lane, which is a college out here. But I think it's supposed to start raining tomorrow night or something like that. Here, at least it is. So I doubt that's going to happen. And plus our field's still wet from all the snow melting, everything. But hopefully, fingers crossed, the rain misses us and we get to play. But yeah, no, I'm excited because now that the snow is gone, I think baseball season is officially in full swing. Praying for nobody to get COVID or anything like that to shut us down. But we've done good with that so far, at least on the baseball team we have. So hopefully everything gets started up here. But I love baseball season. And another thing we're about to get into here in a second is college baseball is officially back.
Go ahead, talk about it, man.
Yeah, so college baseball is back. I know that our two teams, Arkansas and Mississippi State, played in whatever. I don't know what the name of the little classic thing they did down there, but it was at Globe Life. I know that much. They went down there. What was it, like SEC versus Big 12 or something like that?
I don't know, but what it was for me was Arkansas versus everybody in Texas.
Yeah, and that's kind of what was it? I think it was like Texas Tech, TCU, and Texas. Were those the three teams from the Big 12 that came?
Yeah, those are the three teams that Arkansas played.
Yeah, so I think those were the six, and then Ole Miss would be the six, including obviously Arkansas, Mississippi State. But I mean, lots of good baseball. We mentioned this before we got on air. I was sad Mississippi State was the only team that lost a game this weekend from the SEC. So yeah, that sucks. But we're still 2-1 against that competition, and then obviously tip of the cap to Ole Miss and Arkansas. Both going 3-0 against that type of competition is a huge start. I also have a friend that I've trained with before named Pat Monteverdi. He pitched for Texas Tech, and I don't know if he pitched against Arkansas or Ole Miss.
I don't know, but did you see, like, they weren't streaming it on ESPN Plus or anything. It was
on like
Flow Sports Baseball.
No, and I want to get into that here in a minute, but we're going to start. We're going to, I promise you, we're going to work there. So we can get back into this. Anyways.
Okay.
So yeah, Pat Monteverdi, he threw for Texas Tech the other day, threw a really good game. Shout out to DJ Wright, who I've also played with. He had a good weekend. I think they posted him somewhere.
He hit a bomb today, by the way.
Yeah, he had a home run and was batting 1,000 according to some stat book. And I don't
No,
know
he hit like a bomb like today.
Yeah,
like earlier today. Oh,
yeah, it was on Twitter. I follow like MT Baseball and all that stuff, trying to keep up with the boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got a lot of buddies all over the place playing. Dude, it's hilarious to me, and you can kind of be on board with this as well, with where we've been at in our baseball careers and like how good the competition that we played against in high school was like we turned the TV on and some dude's throwing for X team and we played against him in high school.
Yeah.
And like that happened to me this weekend. This week we were watching Vanderbilt play Wright State, and I've trained with the right fielder for Wright State, and then Chris McIlvain was throwing for Vanderbilt, and I was like, he was the number 2 at Summit. He wasn't even their number 1. He was the number 2 at the time.
Yeah.
Because Blake Money went to LSU, and then he was the number 1. So that just like kind of goes to show the talent that we played against in high school.
Yeah,
so I think that's
old Zane Denton is playing lights out right now at Bama. I don't know.
Is he really?
Oh my gosh, dude! He hit a walk-off the other day. Just a bomb, bro. I didn't know he's a switch hitter. Okay, this is really beside the point. But it doesn't matter, really, because Arkansas is the best baseball team in the entire country, and it's not even really close. Ole Miss is garbanzo beans. They will never, ever, ever make it to Omaha. They cannot make it there. I don't know why. They always have to go through Arkansas. They can never do it because they suck, and I hate Ole Miss. But no, I really think that Arkansas 1 and 2 are definitely interchangeable. Like Ole Miss is a really good baseball team, and Ole Miss at Arkansas at 1 and 2, it's going to be a crazy, crazy year. And even Mississippi State, they're cold too. What are they ranked?
I think they were 8 or something like that last time I saw.
Yeah, like it's going to be crazy in the SEC this year. Vanderbilt's dirty per usual. I mean, there's some really good.
UT's been up and coming over the last year and a half with that new coach.
Yeah, that's true.
LSU's always good. I mean, Florida's always good. I think the SEC just purely dominates 2 sports, and that's baseball and football.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm going to toot my own horn real quick.
All right, let's hear it.
I got into the University of Arkansas. So, woo pig, I've accepted my seat. I'll be there in the fall. I'm super excited about it. Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you. If I knew which one the cheers were on the soundboard, I would do it, but odds are I hit like a commercial break or something. So I'm just not even going to try.
No. Let's do this because I have a cheer on mine too. Let's both guess. And don't tell me what it is if you get it right, and then I'm going to try and see if I've got it.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I got it right. Let's go. Did you get it right?
Hold on. I think I did too. Hold on.
What did you
don't press anything.
Okay.
Don't press anything. Oh, wait, hold
on. You idiots.
I don't even know which one. Hold up. Can I try these?
Yeah, go for it. Matt, wait, hold on. Nope. Wait, pause. This is really random and a side note, obviously, but if you're listening, thank you. Hang with us. Welcome to the Common Fan. Massey just got a Roadcaster like I have over here, so he's testing out all of his sounds.
Yeah, and I don't know what any of them are, other than I just figured out green is the wah 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 thing. But I don't know what any of those are, so we're just gonna go until I find the applause. And okay. I feel like maybe yellow.
Hey, there you go.
My first guess was green, second was red, third was yellow. So.
Well, thank you for the virtual applause. I really appreciate it. I'm very excited about it. We'll still be able to do the Common Fan. I'll have a nicer setup right now. I'm literally set up on my dresser in Cookeville. I'm going to have like an actual desk and an office, and it's going to be all pretty
I have
and stuff.
no clue where I'm going to school next year.
Arkansas. You're coming to Arkansas.
Yeah, okay. If they offer me, I'll take it. But
I'll offer you. You can play baseball for me.
Okay, we're just going to move past that. Whoever offers me, that's where I'll be. But the Common Fan will continue. I'll take the setup with me. I've got like a nice little card table that I bought for $30 at Target. So.
Very nice.
We'll keep going.
Anyway, sorry. The reason I brought up me going to Arkansas is because I have a take about Arkansas real quick that is got to be the truest statement ever. So,
all right, hit me with
I've said it before, but Hunter Yurachek, which is Arkansas's athletic director, is the best athletic director in all of college sports.
Okay, why?
Okay, well, I first said it, and somebody, JB, my roommate, tried to argue that Philip Fulmer was the best in college sports. We're just going to let that sink. No, you don't need to say anything. No, it's okay. We're just going to. All right, we're going to move past that now. But I first said it whenever Arkansas got screwed against Auburn. He literally went out in public and tweeted. He said, this is not right. Like, I'm not going to stand for this. My players work their tails off to get cheated out of a game like that. Like, stood up for his players, right? Not only does he stand up for his players, bro, but every single Arkansas spring sports team is ranked in the top 25. All of them, both men and women's. Is that not absolutely bizarre?
I mean, that's
down to gymnastics and swimming and diving. All of them, they're all ranked, all of them.
I mean, that's impressive to see a consistent production out of every sport in an entire semester, because it's hard enough in college sports to get your team to that type of level, right? Like that, the one team, like baseball alone, it's hard enough.
Yeah.
Right. Especially like we just said, you're playing all this great competition, but to have baseball, softball, I mean, you said swimming, diving, track, running,
golf,
I mean, everything,
all of them.
diving, all sorts of crap, like all the way up there, the top 25. And by I don't mean crap as in like crap sports. You know,
I do. No, I'm just kidding.
But you know, just having all of those, just like that does speak volumes to the expectation levels that are at Arkansas right now. And I mean, that is a huge accomplishment. So that is a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah. I don't want to go too long on it. I just had to throw that out there because that's kind of a crazy stat if you think about it. Like that's just.
Oh, sorry. Finish.
No, I was just saying that's just a well-run program. Everybody strives to do that, and the fact that my favorite school is doing that is, in my future school, I guess, which is pretty cool to think about. It's just really, it's awesome. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I totally forgot to mention this. This is just kind of off the wall. It's something my friend just sent me a text about it. That's why I remembered it. But I kind of left something out that's happened here recently. It has nothing to do with me necessarily, but just kind of a crazy like world that we're living in right now. So I go to bed last night, right? Everything's fine. Just ready to go to practice the next day, do my thing, go to class, do my homework, all that good stuff, right?
Yep.
I wake up this morning and my phone, I've got like more text messages than I usually get. I was like, what is happening? So I just kind of like glancing through them when I first wake up, still waking up. And one of my professors had texted me from like 2 or 3 semesters ago. Like she was a great professor. She's like, I think my advisor and everything as well. So we keep up. So she had texted me. I was like, what did she text me about? So apparently last night in my apartment complex, somebody was shot just shot. Like there was guys in a car or women in a car. I don't know. Somebody was in a car and somebody was getting into the car and shot the other person in the car. And I had no clue this even happened because I was dead asleep because it happened at like 2:45 in the morning or something crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I wake up and like our coach had texted us in our group message, was like making sure it wasn't anybody of us. I don't know why any of us would have been out at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday night or Wednesday early morning, I guess. But that just was wild.
How did you not hear it?
I think it was on. So I don't want to try and over explain my complex, but where it happened was the parking lot. So my building is, just imagine this area. There's 2 buildings and then another parking lot that's just like the same part, right?
Yeah.
I think it happened right on the other side of those 2 buildings. So probably a few hundred feet away from me, probably 500 or 600 feet away from me. But I think with it being on the other side of that building, I just didn't hear it. And plus, I'm a really heavy sleeper at that point in the night.
Yeah.
So I guess I just didn't hear the gunshots go off. But apparently some of the guys on the team that live in that parking lot area, like where it actually occurred, were like overheard it or whatever. But I guess it woke them up or whatever. But yeah, so somebody got shot last night. And then my apartment complex emails to everybody that lives in Cherry Grove. And they said, so it has come to our attention that somebody was shot last night in the parking lot. Please be safe. And I'm like,
oh, well, thanks. Yeah.
I know you kind of have to address it, but I feel like not addressing it was almost better than saying that. Like, that's just so, please be safe. Please don't get shot. Like, thanks, management.
Dude,
I know what to do now.
It's a lot harder to do than you think, bro. It's a lot harder to not get shot than you think because I have been shot before.
Yep.
I don't know if I've ever told this story on the Common Fan. We haven't gotten.
I know it, but I don't know if you've ever said it on here.
Should I go through it real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get into sports in here in a little while. You know we do this sometimes. We've been going on for 25 minutes. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna tell this story real quick. So one time it was the night before homecoming. It was about a year and a half ago, I would say. We were just sitting around kind of drinking a few beers because all of our buddies were in town because it was homecoming. And we get a knock at our door, and it's my neighbor. And keep in mind, my neighbor, his name is, should I drop his name? There's no way he listens to this, bro.
I just probably not.
I'll call him Trevor. It's not his real name.
Why Trevor?
I don't know. It's just the first name that came to my mind. All right, so Trevor knocks on the door, and he's kind of like, I'm pretty sure he has schizophrenia. Like, he blinks really hard. I know that has nothing to do with anything, but he blinks really hard, right? So he came to the door and he started blinking. You know, he's like wearing a trench coat and one of those Russian fluffy hats. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
one of those like winter hats that you
where like
see
the flaps fold down, or you can tie them up or whatever.
Yes, exactly that. Exactly that. The flaps were tied up, and he was like, "Hey guys, I was wondering if you guys could, help me move a grand piano that I just bought." And of course, I'm like, no, because this dude has like RPGs in his house and stuff, and he drives a military convoy vehicle. So my immediate reaction is no. But my roommate, won't name which one, goes, you know what? Yeah, we can help you move a piano. We can do that. He offered us fresh pears in the middle of winter to eat, so we were going to get some fresh pears.
That's the clear choice here.
Right, dude. This is just kind of testament to how crazy he is. He was like, yeah, I got some free pears. You guys want some free pears? I can give them to you. That's what I'll get you. I was like, okay, like whatever. We'll do it. So I come back in and I tell one of my buddies that's in town, I said, hey, man, will you do me a favor? Will you please he carries a pistol, right? So I was like, will you please just bring your pistol? I don't trust this guy at all. Could you, and then one of my roommates, the same one that suggested we went, not going to name names because he will get mad. He denies it to this day. But he goes, you don't need a pistol, bro. We'll be fine. I was like, guy. I almost dropped the name on accident. Actually, I didn't say it. JR, my boy JR, was like, yeah, dude, I'll carry. So he had it in his waistband. Well, we go up there, and he has this huge military convoy vehicle, and he starts untying the big canvas that falls down. We can, like, he spreads it apart, and I see the piano. So I'm like, okay, so like there really is a piano. He's not just going to kill us. And he pulls this box out and he sets it on the ground. And like, I guess he didn't like the way the box was sitting or something, but he looks down at it and he like gives it a look and he's just like, yeah. So he bends over to pick up this box, right? And so when he bends over, a pistol falls out of his trench coat, right? And hits the ground and just goes off. And we're all like it's silent for like a long time. JB, my roommate, immediately hits the ground. Immediately goes to the ground. So I'm like, oh my God, the adrenaline's pumping. I don't feel anything. Like, I don't think everything's cool with me. Like, I'm good. So I rush over to JB. I'm like, dude, are you okay? Like, what happened? He's like, I think I got hit. And I was like, did you get shot? Turns out it was just a rock that hit him. But it hit him right in the...
I was going to say, imagine that still would really hurt.
It hit him, it hit him right in the kneecap, too. Oh, yeah. So, like, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm glad you're okay, but my goodness. And then I feel my leg. I'm like, dude, something's like... I'm, like, sweating. And I look down, bro, and my leg's just gushing blood, bro. I'm like, oh, my God, this dude really... He just shot me. Like, I've been shot. So we look up at the guy, and we're like, bro, we're out of here. One of my roommates is like, yeah, we'll come help you tomorrow. I'm like, shut up, dude. So we just go back to my house and like sit down, bro. And JR pulls out one of his bullets to his pistol and like compares it to the size and like, yep, like the bullet went right through there and it's all burned and stuff from the shell casing. And bro, I was afraid to sit in front of windows for days. Like, it is traumatizing. And I couldn't imagine being actually like, somebody pull up and like shoot you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I'll tell my I didn't get shot, luckily. But
you're not as hard as me, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But I will say that there was a time my freshman year here at Jackson where a few of my friends want to go to one of the bars one night, and I had a paper that was due, and of course I was 18 at the time, so I couldn't even go. So anyways, so they were like, hey, can you come pick me up? And I was like, yeah, I'll stay up writing this paper, being the good student that I am. And I was like, I'll write this paper. Y'all just text me when y'all, or call me whenever y'all need the ride. I'll come get y'all, whatever. So there, with this bar that we go to in Jackson, one of them, it's called Slide and Ride. Okay. So apparently there's two of them. There is a tavern that's 21 and up and a, I guess, club or whatever that's 18 and up. Yeah. So I, being new here, didn't know and just typed in Slide and Ride when they called me and asked for the ride. So I drove to Slide and Ride according to my GPS, and I called them and I was like, hey, I'm in the parking lot. And they're like, no, we're in the parking lot. We don't see you. We would see you. And I was like, okay. So they ended up telling me that I was at the wrong one, to just go down to the light, take a left, go down to the next light, take a right. They're right there, right? So I was like, okay. So I pull out and I come down to a stop at the stoplight. And I mean, like I said, it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I hear two cars flying, and they both come to a screeching halt, one right behind me, one right next to me at the stoplight. And I'm like, where could they possibly be in that big of a hurry at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning? And about the time I thought that, and I looked over, one guy got up out of the back, like the back window. He went over the back window while still like his lower half was still in the car, and started firing down towards this like building that's down next to where the light is. And I was like, well, that's crazy. That's probably not a good thing to be happening.
Yeah.
And about the time I thought that, about 4 or 5 people ran out of said building and started shooting back at that car.
Oh my god!
So I know y'all can't see the way that I'm describing this, but I am on the opposite side of that car. So these gunshots, these bullets are heading at all of us now. I am involved in this now as just by sheer happenstance of where I'm at. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my goodness, like this could not end well. And like, I don't know why nothing really reacted in me. Nothing. I didn't move. I just kind of sat there and watched it all play out. And then they just went hauling off. And I was like, well, that's not good. Scooted up because the car in front of me ran the red light when the gun started shooting. And I pulled down there, light turned green. I went and picked up my friends. I started telling them the story. I was like, yo, I swear, like these cars, there was just a drive-by shooting. They're like, no way. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. About that time, we're going through the same stoplight, just going the opposite direction of where I came from to go back to our apartments. And like 6 cop cars come flying past us and turn right into that light. And I was like, oh, y'all don't believe me now, huh? Don't. And so, yeah, that was not necessarily a fun experience. It was kind of wild. Luckily, like I said, I didn't get hit. My truck didn't get hit. Nothing on me got hit. So
dude, it's terrifying, bro.
Yeah, but I couldn't imagine actually getting hit by a bullet, or like you said, actually being like the victim of that happening.
Yeah, like I can imagine getting hit by a bullet because it happened. Like, but it wasn't like this, like my neighbor pulled up and was like, I'm going to shoot you. It wasn't like that. I couldn't imagine the fear of that. I don't know how we got on this. Doesn't matter. Listen, we've got to take a break right here, okay? But when we come back, we're going to talk about the GOAT, Tiger Woods, bro. Prayers up for Tiger Woods. We'll explain everything that happened when we come back. See you right after this.
Keeping your business free from infection is serious business. Are you making sure your employees and customers are safe with solutions that are truly safe for them to use? If you're asking employees to use disinfectant all day, every day, make sure it's the right choice. If you want your customers to be safe, use the best products. Waltz D is an EPA-registered hard surface disinfectant that is FDA approved for food contact surfaces. It's a new era of clean, built for the new normal. An environmentally friendly disinfectant that is safe, effective, and sustainable.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. But while I got your attention, just go ahead and follow us on Twitter at The Common Fan, Insta at The Common Fan Official, YouTube at The Common Fan Official as well, and all podcast forums at The Common Fan.
Welcome back into the. Oh my gosh, did you hear my stutter, bro?
That was smooth, man.
Thanks, bro. Welcome back into the Common Fan. If you haven't already, be sure to check out store.avcare.com. Use code TCF21 for 5% off your purchase of Waltz free hand sanitizing lotion, Waltz D environmentally friendly food safe cleanser, all that. Go use code TCF21, 5% off. 5% goes to the boys. We appreciate you. We love you. Support the brand. Support the boys. Waltz free /Waltz D. Okay? Now that that's out of the way. All right? Tiger Woods, man, in a solo car accident this weekend. Terrifying stuff, bro. I mean, I think he shattered one of his ankles and broke 2 bones in his legs, I think.
I was about to say, I'm reading this right here, and it says wood fractures affected his right tibia and fibula, which are the 2 pretty much shin bones.
Yeah.
And apparently there are a communicated, I don't know. Open fracture means a bone is broken into more than 2 pieces and that the bone has pierced the skin.
Oh, so he had a compound fracture?
Yeah, so my man Kevin Wared one of his legs.
Dude, God.
And broke the other ankle, I guess. And I think I saw somewhere he had a couple broken ribs, but I think the days of Tiger Woods are come to a swift close after this one. And I hate to say it because you can't not like Tiger Woods.
There's a lot of people that don't like Tiger Woods. Like my aunt, I know, does not like Tiger Woods. My mom doesn't like Tiger Woods. But you know what I like to say to that, bro? Everybody hates a winner, dude. Everybody.
Example 1.
What'd you say?
Tom Brady being example of 1.
Exhibit A, Tom Brady. People hate Tom Brady. You know why? Because he's a winner, bro.
Beat your team.
Yeah, because you can't beat him. If you can't beat him, hate him or join him. And most people choose to hate him. I've chosen to join Tom Brady. I love Tiger Woods. I mean, grow up watching him. He changed the game completely, and it's really sad. I mean, I'm so glad that Tiger's okay because that's scary when you see Tiger Woods is in the hospital after a car wreck. Man, like it's awful. I wonder what happened. They said that he was conscious and responsive when they got there. They're not investigating for like a DUI or anything, but still really scary, bro.
I heard he was. And this is just all talk. I heard he was going to like a photo shoot or some type of media event or something and was just going way too fast, clearly, and lost control and rolled his car and just, shattered his legs. And, he already struggles from injuries, especially as he's gotten older. He has like 15 different back surgeries and all that stuff. But I think that, like I said, I think this is close to the end for him. And that really does suck to say because he is such a great competitor, such a dominant player in the world of golf for so long. And you wish that even the people that do hate him, for the guys and for the girls that do like him, you wish he could kind of ride off in a sunset type thing, win one more time and then retire like some people do. But
yeah,
in my opinion, I don't think this is going to be one of those situations.
I don't think so either, man. Like he was limp. He couldn't bend over in his last tournament to tee up his ball. I remember that specifically because it's just kind of sad to see like an icon, just in pain and struggling.
Did you hear that voice crack?
Yeah, I was just gonna blow right past it, but
that was a bad one. I had to address. That was a bad one.
But anyway, it's just really sad to see that, and then to wake up or like be sitting in class and get a notification like Tiger Woods has been involved in a car accident. He's in the hospital currently under emergency surgery, and you're just like, oh God, please no. Like, remember this happened? Remember when Kobe went down, bro? Yeah. That was awful, bro. It's just the same situation. Not exactly, but in a sense that like, oh crap, this is for real. I hope he's okay. But thankfully, nothing's life-threatening. Definitely career-threatening. I agree, man. It was awesome to watch him win the Masters 2 years ago because, I mean, he just one of the greatest comeback stories of all time. But that might have been when he should have stopped. That should have been his swan song. Like, I'm the Masters champion. You know what? I'm done. But I mean, it's Tiger Woods. He's a competitor. He wants to win. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come back. Like, I'm gonna play another tournament just to say he can do it because that's kind of the attitude that Tiger Woods has. But anyways,
yeah, plus it brings him back to that competitor in him that you talk about. Like that could be a goal. That could be something he's competing to get to.
Exactly.
Back to playing, back to competing. Even if he doesn't win, it would be a great storybook ending for him, like I just mentioned. But the reality of things is that's a pretty serious injury.
Oh, yeah.
Injuries for an injury-prone guy as of late. And, I mean, it is a tough thing. What's that old saying, though? Something about you can be the hero or live long enough to become the villain type thing. So
yeah,
I think he's lived long enough to become the villain in the world of golf. And I think that that really does suck that could be the way that he goes out as far as golf instead of one last win or at least getting close or at least just competing until he calls it a career,
Yeah, I agree. So let's kind of switch gears here. Speaking of injury prone people, apparently the Titans are in the hunt to land J.J. Watt.
Yep.
Could you imagine?
I think it'd be crazy. I think that getting 2 or 3 time Defensive Player of the Year award guy.
Yeah.
And in one of the biggest needs that we have, I mean, we talked about this when we kind of finished the season on one of our pods, was just all the things that we're going to have to address, which luckily are different things that we're addressing than we had in the past, which was just being a losing football team. And now we're trying to figure out how to stay at the top and win more and get to that Super Bowl that we all so desperately want. At that point, I wonder how much money plays into it. And then you obviously have in the back of your head the Jadeveon Clowney experience, which is where, hey, do we go get somebody that is just loaded with talent? Like, but you said he has been injury prone at some points in his career, but when he's not, he's just unrealistically unblockable. But do we sign him and he comes here and he's hurt JJ Watt, or he's low motor like Jadeveon Clowney was when he was on the field for the most part? I think JJ Watt would be a really good pickup for us. With all that being said, I don't think he'd be bad. I don't think he's going to be bad no matter where he goes.
When he's on the field, he's a game changer. I mean,
Yeah.
You have to focus on JJ Watt because it's freaking JJ Watt. Not to mention JJ Watt's also a stellar human being.
Oh, amazing.
Just
amazing.
an awesome person. Like the guy that you want to have in your locker room representing your team too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd love to have JJ Watt, bro. Sign both of them. Get JJ Watt and Clowney. Keep them both, bro. Imagine. Could you imagine though? Could you imagine?
We just recreate the Texans front line from whenever they were actually
when they
good.
were studs. Could you imagine?
You know who would benefit the most from
Jeffrey Simmons.
Well, you know who else would benefit? I think Jeffrey Simmons would benefit, but you know who I think would benefit the most?
Who?
Harold Landry. That man has needed a running partner on the edge of the defensive line pretty much his whole career at this point. And I know he's a young guy, so it's not like I'm saying last 12 or 14 years or something stupid. But that man is our best pass rusher by a long shot. And he still produces and gets stats put up there that are pretty solid for an individual when he's really the only one you have to worry about other than Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Simmons is a great run stopper and really does his job well. He gets back to the backfield.
He's super disruptive.
Yeah, but he's not a pass rushing defensive tackle.
He's not a guy that's going to come off the edge and just beat the tackle because he's faster. Like that's not
he's not going to be the guy that pins his earbacks and goes to get you 3 or 4 sacks a game. Now, does he sprinkle in more than enough sacks for his position and for his role in the team? Yes. Does he do everything else beyond excellent? Yes. But Harold Landry and Jeffrey Simmons need somebody else, need somebody to help him. And I love Daquan Jones and all those guys that are up there. Like, I think we got some good dudes, but I think we're, like you said, I think we're missing that real big power punch from the other side, or even a combination of a couple of guys that could come in and give you a consistent pass rush, because we had a historically bad pass rush last year. And I was tired of watching it. But yeah, I would like JJ Watt. I would like Carl Lawson from the Bengals even.
Yeah.
I've seen some guys been tweeting about him a lot that I follow on Twitter. I kind of like that idea, but JJ Watt would be cool. And I would love to see how Nashville embraces him after him being a rival for so long and how he embraces Nashville.
Yeah.
But like we said, he's a great dude. So I don't think that we could put that past him to be able to do that with ease.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you find me one Nashvilleian that hates J.J. Watt, and I can find you probably 30 that love the dude.
Yeah, and the only reason why we wouldn't like him, and I say we as in somebody from that area, because I personally like him a lot. The only reason why somebody wouldn't like him is just because he's beaten us or he's done something to us. Not that he's a bad person, or not that he's a show-off, or not that he's done some bad things to our team or stomped on our logo. It's just that he's straight up dominated our offensive line at certain points in his career.
Oh, yeah. We should put a poll up and see how Titans fans would react. We'll definitely do that for sure sometime this week. We'll see how you guys react to, the Titans. If they were, for some crazy reason, to get J.J. Watt, would you be able to bury the past about how he's dominated the Titans before? Or would you be like, you know what, he once a Texan, always a Texan? I don't think many people would, but I feel like there'll probably be some people that are just that way. I mean, I could definitely see people holding grudges against him for that. But
hold up real quick, by the way. I want to get your opinion because I don't even think we've talked about this.
All right, what's up?
Friends. Speaking of polls, what are your thoughts on Carson Wentz to the Colts?
Oh, that's kind of where I was headed. Wait,
Okay.
well, let's go there right after this real quick because this is the last thing I want to say about the Titans. Did you see Isaiah Wilson's tweet?
Oh yeah, he's done with football as a Titan. no comment or something like that.
And he said, he's like, I'm done with football as a Titan. No further comments is
Yeah.
all he said. What a douchebag. Good
Way to
riddance,
take advantage of your opportunity in the worst possible way.
bro.
I just, as an athlete and as both of us being athletes, we've understood we're clearly not professional athletes, but we've played sports, right? When you get an opportunity to go do something, or even anybody in any aspect of life, when you get a very cool opportunity to be one of like 500 or 600 people in the world that get to do that,
Yeah.
and you go up there and you just disrespect the people that trusted you, that drafted you, that gave you a shot at a dream that you've probably had since you were a kid. I don't care that he's 20, 21 years old. I know he's young, but how many wake-up calls do you need? Was it the first DUI? Was it wrecking his car? Was it getting COVID? Was it getting back on the COVID list? I mean, how many wake-up calls do you need to have before you're like, hey, if I don't quit doing this, I'm going to stop making millions of dollars, and this first contract that I have is only going to last me so long? Because I very much doubt that he bought absolutely nothing with that contract money. And that's not on him. I'm just saying that money runs out. You've seen people that have had long, successful careers that still go bankrupt, but you've got to just get your head on straight and make the right decisions to keep that opportunity around. And I just don't understand why you wouldn't do that in that situation.
Yeah, and like the way he put it on Twitter makes me feel like, he said, I'm done with football as a Titan. Like he's going to try to play the victim. Like he's going to try to play that card. But everybody else in the Titans locker room knows that they're super close. They love their coach. The owner is awesome. They love their GM. It's just not going to work. It's 100% on him. Now, I'm not saying there might be some things that they did that he didn't agree with, but that doesn't make them a bad organization. And I feel like he's going to go out there and try to play that card, and it's just not going to work. So I'll be interested to see what he does from here on out. But honestly, man, good riddance. If you're going to treat us like that, why should we treat you any better than that? But with that being said, I just wanted to bring that up because that's kind of a huge thing, because that's really the first big swing and miss from John Robinson.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's definitely had a couple of swing and misses, but as far as like what you just said, a big one, a first-round draft pick that got 3 snaps, and 2 of them were when the quarterback was stealing the ball in a blowout, and the other one was when we kicked a field goal in a blowout, and that was an extra point, not even an actual field goal. That is a huge miss when we could have added maybe a corner in the first and then gone somewhere else in the second,
Or an edge rusher.
Yeah. But that's all things that you can look back and say, oh, what if? And if you played that game, so many teams could question so many things. But no, and it is disappointing. And I mean, hopefully, you know what? I'll say this too. I would if this blows up and Isaiah Wilson does try to play that card, I hope that Bussin' with the Boys, Will Compton and Taylor Lewan just go off, because those guys, if you listen to their podcast as much as I do, like Dunston just said, they love the organization. They love the guys around them. They love the owners, the coaches, everything, right? Can you imagine what the Bussin' with the Boys and their following could do if somebody tried to say something bad about the Titans? How many people would come to the defense of the players and the organization of the Tennessee Titans, who have had a good reputation in the league, as far as I know?
Yeah, no, I agree. But I mean, we can sit here and say, if we did this, we'd be here. We should have done this. But in the words of our good friend Luke Bigler, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, Christmas would be every day. I think that's his saying.
I think it is. That sounds right.
It's something like that. Dude, I miss Luke. Luke, buddy, I miss you, man. We should call him at some point on the pod. I know he listens to all of them. Luke, text me.
Baseball's back. So
baseball's back, or MLB expert, bro. We've got to call Luke. We will.
Or self-dubbed.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. That just came out one day. It's kind of true, though. Man watches every single game that he can. It's unbelievable. But anyway, so let's go back to your question. Go ahead and talk about Carson Wentz for a second, because I think I have to sneeze.
All right, so Carson Wentz traded to the Colts from the Eagles, obviously. I believe it was for a third and a conditional second. I think that maybe it could go up to a first. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's been a couple days since I've looked at that. So we put out a poll the other day. Let me go pull it up while I'm talking. I believe we said, how do you feel about Carson Wentz being the next quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts? And I believe I put happy, concerned, or I think, what was it? Happy, worried. Here we go. Worried, happy, or don't know how to feel. 27% of our fans are worried. 43% are happy. 30% are don't know how to feel, me being one of them. Dunston, what did you put? What did you put and why?
I put happy.
Okay, why?
Well, I put happy mostly because me and JB got into an argument that day, because I have said in the past that Carson Wentz has the potential to come out and be Ryan Tannehill 2.0. And he very well could. He very well could. So most of that was out of spite. But
Dunston being spiteful in a sports conversation? Never.
yeah, dude, it gets me and he's a Colts fan, and me and him just go at it, bro. And it's
By the way,
just,
I have seen this firsthand, and it is hilarious to watch.
yeah, bro. I always get into his head. I hope he's out there listening to me. I'm always in that freaking noggin of his. But anyway, I mean, I am kind of happy. I'm not gonna lie, because Carson, yeah, he could come out and have a Ryan Tannehill type, season and career, and I mean, that's totally within the realm of possibility. But Ryan Tannehill wasn't responsible for like the most turnovers in the NFL like Carson Wentz is. I mean, literally, I've seen Carson Wentz just drop back for a pass and let the ball go behind him for a fumble. Like, he's just awful. And yes, that is a snake-bitten. It's not even really a snake-bitten organization. I was gonna say the Eagles are snake-bit, but they literally won the Super Bowl with Carson Wentz. Kind of, the deal. For the most part, up until the postseason, right? Because he got him there.
Week 16 or 17 is when he tore his ACL.
Like they're not snake bitten. They literally have won a Super Bowl within the last 4 years. So like, I don't know.
Was that 4 years ago?
Yeah, it was the year I got to the year I got to Tech. So it was this. It was the winter. It was like January or February, whatever Super Bowl Sunday was in 2018.
That's insane.
It's only 3 years ago, to be fair.
That feels so long, though.
Yeah, I know, right? But I don't know, bro. I could say I don't know how to feel, but I like to think positively. But at the end of the day, honestly, it doesn't matter who is going to be the quarterback for the Colts. They're still going to steal a game from the Titans every year. It's at least it's one of those things, and it's not going to change. So, as a Titans fan, at least I think I can be happy in knowing that they'll struggle more so against other competition.
Yeah. So I put don't know how to feel. And the reason I put that is we've all been Titans fans for so long, and we've seen what we've gone through as Titans fans, and there's not a ton of 0-16s or anything, but there were some pretty rough years for a while there, right? I've watched Peyton Manning pick us apart. I've watched Andrew Luck pick us apart. I've watched Phillip Rivers pick us apart now. I've watched Jacoby Brissett pick us apart. And my biggest thing is, of what I saw from the Colts last year, Phillip Rivers wasn't original, like prime Phillip Rivers, right? He's an older man now,
right,
late in his career. And he still did exactly what they needed to for them to beat us. And as far as a Titans fan, that worries me, because I have seen what Carson Wentz is capable of in the good way.
He's better than Dak Prescott.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Because that's just wrong. So anyways, I have seen him play an amazing season. Hopefully, now that he's the Colts quarterback, I don't wish bad upon anybody, but I hope that he's not prime Carson Wentz of that 1 year when they were really good. But there's a shot that he could be. So that's why I don't know how to feel, because if you look at it as just as a recency bias, yeah, you're like Carson Wentz. I'd much rather have them have Carson Wentz than a notable other quarterbacks that they could have gone and gotten or could have traded up and drafted.
And Matthew Stafford, for sure.
Yeah. If they would have gotten Stafford, I would have 100% clicked worried, and I would have even made another option that was depressed, and that's the one that I would have picked.
I agree.
We've talked about on here how good Matthew Stafford is, but we're not talking about Matthew Stafford. It's Carson Wentz. So I think that there were better options that they could have ended up for as far as the Colts are concerned. I'm glad they didn't get those. Carson Wentz is a very talented quarterback, but has had some very iffy recent years and recent games and all that good stuff. So I'm hoping that he comes here and he's inconsistent and a turnover machine. Then maybe he bounces somewhere else and goes and has a great happy ending to his career and plays well. But just, it's hard for me to be happy based on a career work as far as he goes, because like I said, it's been inconsistent, and I just know with our luck and the Titans' luck, he will be prime Carson Wentz every time that he plays the Titans. And that team, all they're missing is a solid game managing quarterback from being a very good team. They have a great defense. They've got some great young talent on the offensive side of the ball with like Quentin Nelson and was it wasn't AJ Dillon? Who's the running back there? Jonathan
Taylor, yeah.
And Michael Pittman's really good. T.Y.'s getting kind of towards the end of his career, but I mean, they're a couple pieces away from being Super Bowl contenders, let alone winning the AFC South. So hopefully Carson Wentz is a step backwards and not a step forward as far as them playing the Titans. But yeah, so that's why I picked it, and I kind of understand why a lot of people voted happy because, like I said, recency bias. But I'm also very on board with the fans that voted don't know how to feel and worried, because that is how I feel.
I feel that, bro. Well, do you have anything else that you want us to run through?
I think that's about it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, dude, I think so too. I'm getting stopped up again here as of late. I'm pretty sure I have a sinus infection, so like I'm over here kind of struggling. I think we're gonna go ahead and call it if you're cool with it. We've been going for about an hour. It's been really good to be back though. We're gonna try to get back to a regular, schedule once a week at least. We try to post on Wednesdays, but you guys are hanging with us, I know. But anyway, well, let's go ahead and kick it to Third Strike then. What do you got for me, Massey?
All right, so as we've mentioned before, baseball season is back, baby, right? College baseball, at least. MLB starting up, pitchers and catchers reported. I think spring training starts here in the next couple of weeks. If you need something to get you excited for college baseball,
Oh, I know this is going.
go do exactly what I did yesterday and look up Elijah McNamee highlights. And you watch this man hit walk-off home run after walk-off home run. And that is just so electric. He had walk-offs against Florida State and Vandy. I mean, all sorts of crazy stuff. Mississippi State had a crazy run a couple of years in a row. But if you want to get back in the mood for college baseball and you think that baseball is a boring game, go watch those highlights. I promise you it's not boring when you see that stuff happen. And that stuff happens a lot more in college baseball than you think it does. So Elijah McNamee of Mississippi State, go look his highlights up and get ready for some college baseball. And then we'll talk about MLB baseball when it gets here. But that's my third strike. Go Dogs.
I got you. Well, mine is totally on sports related. Kind of sad, not gonna lie. But yesterday was my friend who passed away, Dalen. It was his 22nd birthday, so I just want to wish the boy, a happy birthday. Miss you, buddy. Had to honor the boy. Can't ever forget him. With that being said, that's pretty much all we have for the Common Fan. Mass, you got anything else?
No, sir. Have a good day, everybody.
All right, have a good day. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you guys next time on the Common Fan. Peace out.